to see the ball drop here, right in Times Square.
Shay, are you gonna do it? No, you think you're gonna stay in the hotel?
Yeah. Pure madness.
3, 2! I need to find you.
All right, shalom, shalom. Let me get straight into this lesson. But you saw this complete madness in this place. These people under a spell. All right, I'm gonna name this lesson under the spell of Babylon, and it's going along with this New Year's Eve celebration. So you're gonna have a lot of madness going on tonight and tomorrow. Really tonight, they're gonna get down with it. You're gonna have people, you know what I'm saying, bugging out. You're gonna have women getting blanked out drunk. All right. You're going to have people committing adultery. You're going to have women, you know what I'm saying, doing lewd acts. All right. People doing the fireworks, right? People crying over the new year. People New Year's resolution, which is, you know, all this is bugged out, man. And that's why we got to thank the Lord that he gave us a spirit to detach from these people in this place, man. Because these people are literally under a spell. And I'm going to get into this lesson, but you see this New Year's madness, but you're going to have a lot of madness, a lot of wilding out, a lot of untimely, how can I say this, unexpected pregnancies, you know, because it's going to be a lot of adultery going on, and there's a lot of sexual lewdness, man. And I'm just going to leave it at that. All right, so let's get into this lesson. And you know, these people going to be on one, so to speak. So let's get into this information right here. But this is a day of idolatry, you know what I'm saying? And that's why, you know, you're going to have people getting put to death, right? You're going to have, you know, a lot of shooting going on. You're going to have a lot of different things going on tonight, but it's going to be all demonic. All right, it says, thus Caesar instituted January the 1st. That's where you get the Janus is the so-called god. That's where you get the name January from. And all your days of the month and the weeks are from these so-called Roman and these so-called Greek gods, man. All right, by the so-called white man. Check this out. It says, thus Caesar instituted January the 1st as the first day of the year, partially in honor of the month's namesake, Janus, the Roman god of change and beginnings. I want you to pay attention to this lesson. All right. These people are under a spell. All right. So this place carries a lot of high level witchcraft. It says Janus, Janus. It says this god full name is Janus Bifrons, meaning the god who looked both ways. It said it explains why Janus has two faces as a representation of his ability to look back into the past and forward into the future. It says this idea was tied to the concept of transition from one year to the next. So this is idolatry. And was that not the first commandment the Lord gave us, not to partake in idolatry? That's why we're in the situation that we're in right now. All right, that's why most of our people are going to be destroyed, man. They constant adultery. Idolatry. That too, right? It says from one year to the next, from one vision to the next, and growth into adulthood. He was also worshiped. This is very important to notice. So you're doing a form of worship when you celebrate this day, because this is what this origin goes back into. You can't make things out what you want them to make them. Because a lot of people say, well, I don't celebrate it for that reason. No, you're under a spell. You're under an enchantment. This is idolatry. He was also worshiped, whether you know you're doing it or you don't know you're doing it. This is what this means. At the beginning of the harvest season, planting times, marriages, births, deaths, etc. Check this out. It says sometimes referred to as, that's a Latin word, God of gods, Janus presided over the creation of religion, life, and other gods. For this reason, he was regarded as the most important Roman god. His name was first uttered in prayers before even than Jupiter. He inaugurated the seasons of which the first of the year month was considered sacred to him. It says the Roman temple in Rome erected in Janus, honor was called, this is another Latin name, worship of Janus traditionally dates back to Romulus and even before the founding of Rome. So you get the idea. That's where you got the month of January from this so-called god, which is an idol. And this is idolatry. And that's why a bunch of madness happens on New Year's Eve. You got people that's really like to purge, man. People gonna be on some wild shit, man. All right, next level. So let's get into this first scripture. Isaiah 47:1. It said, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon." And it's talking about America, because the ancient Babylon will be the mother. All right, and this future Babylon will be the daughter of that Babylon, right? If the mother was ancient Babylon, if a mother had a child, a daughter, it comes after the mother. That's why it's worded this way. It says, "O virgin daughter of Babylon," America, right? Sit down, sit on the ground. There is no throne. So you're going to be snatched out of your rulership, all right, with the overthrow of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. It says, "O daughter of the Chaldeans." So this was the high-level sorcerers and witches and warlocks of this Babylonian system, which would be known as your Illuminati. "For thou should no more be called tender and delicate." Let's jump down to 12. And I want you to focus in on this scripture here. It says, "Stand now with thine enchantments." So New Year's Eve is one of these enchantments. All right, people want to go party, celebrate, get blanked out drunk. All right, women want to turn up, knuckleheads. They just want to do all kind of wild shit, man. All right, and it calls people to go into this, put them in a trance. Like it says, "Stand now with thy enchantments, and with the multitude." What's multitude mean? A lot, many of thy sorceries, which this is on so many different levels. I have to break that down in another lesson. "Wherein thou hast labored from thy youth, if so be thou shalt be able to profit, if so be thou mayest prevail." So I want to focus in on this scripture is the word enchantments. It says, "Stand now with thine enchantments." What does this mean? What is this talking about? All right, we know this place has heavy witchcraft, satanic energy, all right, and put these people in a trance-like state under a spell. All right, and it's going back into America. Let's go to this word enchantments. Salakia. It says enchantment right here at the very top. It says a magical spell. These people are under a spell. That's why they, participate in this madness. All right. Bewitchment. It says, I want you to really pay attention to this right here. It says a psychological state induced by, or as if induced by, a magical inclination. That's heavy. It says a spell, trance, a feeling of great liking for. That's what I want to focus in on. It says a feeling of great liking for. So that's this psychological state that our people have been put. We're on a spiritual warfare right now. All right. It's a psychological state induced, all right, by this place, America. All right. So it's a traditional thing and it's pushed and promoted, all right, as this innocent thing. It's not a big deal, but it's really idolatry. All right. Let's go to this word psychological, because it's all dealing with your mental, your mind. The mind controls the body. If your mind is out of whack or bugged out, it's going to play out in your real life. It says psychological. Remember, we saw that in the definition of enchantment. It says of, affecting, or arising in the mind, related to the mental and emotional state of a person. So this place drives these people emotions. That's another thing I want to kind of hone in on. These people are compelled, emotionally driven by the spell of this place. All right. A liking for these things, for this idolatry, the feel of this place. All right. So this is the ultimate mental game. That's why you have to renew your mind. What does that mean? You have to rebirth your mind. You have to come under a new understanding, a new way of doing things. All right. And this is by Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah. It says 1 Corinthians 10 and 21. I want you to listen up to this. You cannot drink the cup of the Lord. So basically what this mean? Do you get a literal cup and it's like the Lord got a cup, you drink out of his cup? No, it don't mean that. It means pertaining to the celebrations, the actions of this place. All right, let me read this again so you can get clarity. You cannot drink the cup of the Lord. So you can't say you're all about the Lord and you know what I'm saying, and this and that, and the cup of devils. All right. You cannot be partakers of the Lord's table and the table of devils. So you can't serve two masters. All right. You can't be talking out both sides of your mouth. All right. When 1 minute you all about the Lord, the next minute you're doing New Year's Eve celebrations. You're doing Christmas. You're doing Valentine's Day. All right. That's madness. All right. You partaking into the Christian church on Sunday. All right. That's trying to drink off the Lord table. And then you trying to keep the commandments. You trying to, have some truth. No, you got to have one or the other. Either you going to drink from the Lord, eat from the Lord table, which would be this truth, or you going to drink from the world table, all right, which would be idolatry, madness, the feel good, all right, the emotional state that these people in. They in a trance. Let's go to this last scripture before I close it out. This is the book of 1 John 2 and 15. All right. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. So do that mean you just hate everything in the world? No. That means you don't partake in idolatry. The things, the fashions, the follow the trends and the vibration of this place, man. All right. You don't put no love over Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah, the Most High. He come first. All right. That's what this means. And love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, so if you want to do these things over the Most High word, what he said, what he decreed, you don't love the Most High. You just talking. But the scriptures say our people honor the Lord with their lips, but their heart, their mind is far from the Lord. It says the love of the Father is not in him. So if you put things of the world over the Most High, his standard, you don't really love the Most High. You just lying, man. It's all of a facade. Let's go to this 1 John 2 and 15 Bible commentary to kind of give you some clarity. All right. It says, neither the things are in the world, refer to the next verse, the lust of the flesh. All right. Salakia. I want to jump down on this so you got to get the point. Right here. It says the things that are in the world. He does not say that we are not in no sense to love anything. Right. So the Lord ain't saying you just don't love nothing. That in the material world, that we are to feel no interest in flowers, streams, and forests and fountains of the Lord creation, right? We're supposed to marvel at that. That we are to have no admiration for what God has done as the creator of all things. So we marvel at the Lord work. So we love that. All right. That we are to cherish no love for any of the inhabitants of the world. So yeah, we got friends and family members that we love too, but that comes to a certain point where if they got you pulling you into the world, you got to separate from that, man. It says our friends and kindred are that we are to pursue none of the objects of this life and making provisions for our family. So we got to work. We got to do things of the world, but that we are not to love the things which are sought merely to pamper the appetite, to please the eye, or to promote pride in living. These are the objects sought by the people of the world. These are not the objects to be sought by you Israelites. That's what I'm going to put in there. Slack, give me 1 second. But yeah, you're not to love anything over the Most High, over his word, what he's decreed, what his statute, laws, commandments. First started in Yahweh Shah. All right, call Halal Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shah, by Hashem, Rakak Wadah, Shalom.